Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi, and today is day 13 of our January Yoga Challenge. Wow, day 13. Right? I'm so glad that you are here with me today. I'm so glad you're doing this challenge with me. We're going to get started today in Child's Pose. So come onto your mat and come on into your Child's Pose. All right. Come onto your mat. And we'll start in Child's Pose. Just take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Letting your shoulders soften. Feeling your hips soften towards your heels. Noticing if there's any tension in your face or your jaw, if you can soften there. And it really is just take a breath in and a breath out. I find myself reminding myself of that when things start to get a little bit crazy. Just take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And hopefully things aren't crazy now. Hopefully this taking a deep breath in and a long breath out, right, the start of your practice. Creating a template almost, a tool that you can come back to as you move through your day if things do get a little crazy. Once more, let's take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And come on up to your tabletop, your hands and knees. Set your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide. Here, extend your right arm lifted forward and your left leg lifted back behind you. Low belly draws in and up. If it bothers your wrist, you can make a fist. Any kind of discomfort with the knee, just pad the knee, put an extra layer under it. Take a really big inhale here, lift out of your left shoulder. As you exhale, going back to your tabletop, just a little pause. Set your foundation and switch sides. Left arm lifted forward, right leg lifted back behind you. And it's pretty simple, right? It's still just a breath in and a breath out. As you pay attention to your breath, pay attention to your body, to where you are. Notice where your right hand is. If it's too far forward or tucked under you, you wind up throwing yourself off balance. Take one more big inhale. Come back to your tabletop. And we'll move through a couple of cat-cows. On your inhale, lift your gaze, your chest, your tailbone. And as you exhale, round your spine. Lift out of your shoulders. Tuck your chin into your chest. A big breath in. Lift. And as you exhale, round. You can add in some side-to-side movement if you like. Slow it down or speed it up. And then come on back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Tuck your toes under. And come on into your downward dog. Or come on back down for your child's pose. And you can take your time here. Set your hands. Set your feet. Set your gaze or close your eyes. A big breath in. And a long breath out. Right? And already in our practice, moving through all these different shapes, but still just take a deep breath in and a long breath out. On your inhale, come on forward to your high push-up, high plank. Let your shoulders track over your wrists. Low belly draws in and up. You can have your knees lifted, or you can bring them down for a little more support. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Inhale, come forward, high push-up, high plank, knees lifted or lowered. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward, high push-up. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, glide forward to your high push-up. And as you exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. Here, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, make your way up to the front of your mat. Set your feet, they can be together apart. Soft knees, and rise to stand. Come all the way up. Reach your hands up, lift your heart. Look up, go back, a big inhale. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Set your gaze here. You can lower your gaze or close your eyes. Maybe set an intention for your practice today. Together, let's take a big breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back, big breath in, heart lifts, long spine. Bring your hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Here again, knees lifted or lowered. Take a deep breath in here, move forward, halfway down or all the way down for your low push-up. Again, you can drop your knees, that's a great option. Inhaling to your upward dog, your cobra, or your low cobra variation. Take your time. And as you exhale, back to your downward dog or add in your child's pose. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. A big inhale and a big exhale. Once more, deep breath in here. And as you exhale, make your way up to the front of your mat. Set your feet. Come on into your halfway lift. Long spine. Lift your heart. Lengthen. Fold forward, exhale. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Breathe in, reach up. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, flat back, full inhale. Feet are planted, strong core. Hands come to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Again, knees lifted or lowered. Move forward, halfway down or all the way down, low push-up. Squeeze your elbows in as you lower. Inhale, upward dog, your cobra or your low cobra. And as you exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Take a long inhale and a long exhale. A big breath in and a big breath out. Once more here, a deep inhale, fill up. And as you exhale lightly, make your way to the front of your mat. Set your feet even, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up to stand. Rise up, reach up, lift up. Now, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit down, sit back, strong through your core. You can have your hands high or at your heart. Ground through your right foot. And draw your left knee up towards your chest, so a little bit of balance. Strong through your core, hands high or your heart. From here, warrior three. Start to tip forward. Lift through your right leg, your standing leg, and press out through your left heel. Spin your toes down towards the ground. You might lose your balance. You can work with your hands at your heart or extended forward. If you lose your balance, right, it's just the physical balance. You don't have to get all twisted up about it. Take a big inhale here. Left foot down beside the right. Front of your mat. Reach up, chair pose. Sit down. Take a big breath in here. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands come to your mat. Step back to your high push-up. Knees lifted or lowered. Move forward, halfway down or all the way down, low push-up. A big breath in. Your cobra, low cobra, or upward dog. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Back foot spins flat, rise up. Lift up out of your hips. You can work with your hands extending up towards the sky or hands at heart. Front foot flat and straight, big bend in your front knee. As you connect through your back foot, lift and lengthen through your back leg. Take a deep breath in here. Open out, warrior two. And add in some space between your feet. Maybe it's just a little space. Maybe it's a lot this morning. Soften your shoulders. Lengthen through your arms. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Spin your palms to the sky. Take your right hand high. Reverse your warrior. Reach up and go back. Work with the big bend in your front knee so you can lift from your right hip. Long and strong through your back leg. Take a big inhale. Come back to your warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Pivot your toes to the side. Feet parallel or a little bit pigeon-toed. Interlace your fingers at your low back. You can add a towel or a strap between your hands to give you some room. Let your shoulders roll back. Knuckles drop down. Heart lifts. A big inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Hands can come up and over. So you might have a lot of room to bring your hands up and over. Maybe just a little room. Take your time with it. Set your feet but soften your toes. If there's resistance, feel that you can work with it just by taking a deep breath in and a long breath out. Softening into it, even easing off from it. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale. Hands come down to your mat. Hands under your shoulders. Halfway lift. Walk your hands towards your left toes. Pivot around towards the back edge of your mat. Plant your hands here. Step your left foot back. Come on into your high push-up. Now drop your left knee. Left hand in front of the left knee. Side plank variation. Right arm goes up towards the sky. Here you can keep the left knee down, or you can straighten both legs. Stack or stagger your feet. Lift your hips. Draw your belly in and up. Tailbone towards your heels. Heels towards the edge of your mat. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down. Come on back to your high push-up. Press back. Downward facing dog. Take a long breath in. Open your mouth. Empty it out. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Another full inhale here. Exhale lightly. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Set your feet. Put a big bend to your knees. Hands high or at your heart. Now ground through your left foot and draw your right knee up towards your chest. Work with drishti. Set your gaze to one point. You can be a little wobbly. That's okay. Your breath is steady. Hands higher at your heart. Warrior three. Start to lengthen through your standing leg, tip forward. Press out through your lifted heel, your right heel. Spin your right toes down towards the ground. Soften your left toes. Hands can extend forward. Upper arms up around your ears, or work with your hands at your heart. Take one more big inhale. Right foot down beside the left. Reach up, lift up. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit back down. Bend your knees. Heart lifts. Take a big inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Hands to your mat. Step back. High push-up. Move forward and down. Low push-up. Drop your knees or come all the way down. Inhale. Upward dog cobra or low cobra. Exhale. Back to your downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Warrior one. Come up. Rise up. Grounded through your feet. Maybe a little bit of space right to left between your feet. That will give you some room to even out your hips. Soften your toes. Soften your shoulders. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. Take one more deep breath in here. Open out to your warrior two. And again, you can add in some space, but still feel grounded through both feet. Let your shoulders track over your hips so you're tall and upright. Lengthen out through your arms, through your fingers, or bring your hands to your heart. Now spin your palms to the sky and take your left hand high. Reverse your warrior. Reach up and go back. Dipping into your front knee. Lift from your left hip. Let your left shoulder roll back. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. On your inhale, come back to your warrior two. Straighten your left leg. And again, pivot your toes to the side. This time, turn your toes out, heels in. Bend your knees to come into your horse. On your inhale, sweep your arms up. And as you exhale, hands through heart center. Soften your shoulders. Big bend in the knees. Toes turn out, knees open out. If your toes are turned way out and your knees roll way in, just bring your toes in a little bit. On your inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart. Inhale, sweep up, reach, lengthen. Exhale, hands through heart. Sit a little bit lower. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands through your heart. One more time. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. Straighten your legs. Now, toes pivot in, heels pivot out. Let your feet be even. You can interlace your fingers at your low back again. You can also work with your hands at your hips or your low back if that feels like a better fit. Lift up on your inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward. If you had your hands at your hips or your low back, you can drop them under your shoulders to your mat or to a block. If you're working with the shoulder rinse, take your time with it. A big breath in and a long breath out. Whatever variation you're working with, take your time with it. A deep inhale and a long exhale. One more big breath in here. Exhale, release your hands. Hands under your shoulders, come halfway up. Now walk your hands towards your right toes. Pivot back around towards the front edge of your mat. Plant your hands and step your right foot back to your high push-up, your high plank. Drop your right knee. Right hand in front of the right knee. Side plank. If you have your right knee down, you can keep your right foot in line with the knee, or you can bring it back behind you. If you want to stack or stagger your feet, both legs long, go for it. If this doesn't work for your right wrist, right shoulder for any reason, try your right forearm down on your mat. Press out through your heel or your heels. Stack your shoulders, take a big breath in. Left hand comes down. High push up, back to your downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here. And a long exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more big inhale. And as you exhale lightly, walk or jump to the front of your mat. Find your halfway lift. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Inhale. Rise to stand. Come up. Lift up. Reach up. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Pause. Walk your feet wide. Outer edges of your mat. Come on down into your malasana, your squat. You can stay higher with your elbows on your knees. Right? You can get low. Maybe you sit on a block or a couple of blocks. Draw your hands to your heart. Your feet don't have to be flat here. You might have your heels up. Soften your toes. Let your shoulders roll back. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Breathe in. And breathe out. A big inhale. And a big exhale. And take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, sit down. Extend your feet forward. Press out through your heels. Reach your hands forward so you're tall and upright here. Lower back slowly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, you can hover your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, come to a hover. Lift your feet, or you can keep them down. Look at your toes. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower all the way down. Set your feet flat on your mat, just about hips width distance. We'll set up for bridge. Feet are flat and straight. On your inhale, lift your hips. If you have a block, you can put a block under your hips. You can use your hands under your hips here. Your arms and hands can be alongside you, or you can interlace your fingers under your low back. Kind of wiggle your shoulders under. Lift your hips up. Once your hips are lifted, feel that your knees are over your ankles. So you might walk your feet a little more forward, maybe a little more back, and even press through your feet. Your legs are active. You're pressing down and forward with your feet, but your feet won't move. And here, feel the movement of your breath. A big breath in, and a long breath out. And breathe in, and breathe out. And take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way down. Come onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees to the sides for Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a really big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, empty it out. Release your breath. Any stagnant energy, release your jaw. Once more, big breath in. Open your mouth, empty out. Draw your knees to your chest. Give a squeeze. Now set your right foot flat on your mat and take your left foot across your right thigh for a figure four. It's a half pigeon variation, a little bit of a hip opener. You can keep your right foot flat on the ground. You can put a block under it for a little lift, or you can lift the right foot and grab the back of your right thigh and draw in with your hands, or the front of your right shin and draw in with your hands. Flex your left foot as your hands draw in. The left knee comes away from you, just fine-tuning it. You can keep your fingers soft here even as you draw in. Soften your shoulders. Right? All of this movement, all these asanas, these poses, and still it's just a big breath in and a breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Once more here, take a deep inhale. And a long exhale. Release your hands, your legs. You can give your knees a squeeze. Now set it up on the other side. Your left foot flat, your right foot comes across your left leg. The left foot can stay on the ground. You can put a block under it for a little lift, or again, lift the foot, catch the back of the left thigh and draw in, or the front of the left shin and draw in. Flex your right foot, soften your toes. As you draw your legs in, the right knee can come away from you. Keep your spine long. Soften your shoulders. Long inhale. Long exhale. One breath at a time. Our thinking minds want to make it way more complicated than that. But it really is just bringing our attention back over and over again. Big breath in. Long breath out. And tuning into your breath is just a way to bring your attention back, whether you're on or off your mat, a way to bring your attention back to where you are, what you're doing, right here, right now. Another deep inhale. And a long exhale. Release your hands, your legs. Give your knees a squeeze. Any last movement that you like, maybe a twist. And we'll add in Shavasana. You can have your legs straight out. You can take them up against a wall. You can also bring your feet together once more and your knees wide. That can be nice for your low back. I like arms and hands alongside, palms up, shoulders soften down, but you might like a different variation. Take a really big breath in and empty out. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Draw your knees to your chest. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. A short Shavasana today. I forgot to mention that it would be short, so hopefully you took advantage of it. Maybe you are still taking advantage of it. Take your time. This is time for you. And I'm so glad that you are taking this time for yourself, practicing with me. I'm Heather. I'm the Bent Yogi. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Remember, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you for practice tomorrow.